Okay. It's been a while since I've did a live stream. Did several shorts. But welcome back, viewers. Today is Wednesday, March 30th, 2022. A lot of stuff going on here. So today we will just go over the unknown PC, unknown computer slash server um, that I was not able. I found some specifications out of it on it, but I couldn't boot it. Changed power supply, couldn't boot it. Um, it had several issues, so I wasn't really that interested in booting something that was so old. So tonight's live stream is going to be a little different since I didn't actually take video of the actual recycling that box. I did take some stills. So as we go through, I'm going to slide me up into the corner there, and then I'm going to actually change each picture as we go, like a slideshow. And then we'll discuss any questions. There's three viewers on right now, and I'll let you guys know where I plan on going now. I did right before we went online um, reach 513 subscribers. I reached 500 last night, as I was hoping. My son Christian as well reached 500. So it was a good day. It was exciting. So it is tax season. Anybody that has a business knows that it's busy. So that's why the content has been a little vague and there hasn't been a lot of it. But hopefully the taxes will be done next week, and I'm going to start trying to do something every day again. So we now have four people. I am sitting right in front of the editing PC, and normally I'm off to the side. I have a camera behind me. There's one of the Elgato lights that I've been playing with, and it's off, it's on. You can set the color. I like 4700. You can set the brightness, but it's off. I don't need it. I didn't realize it was still on. So we're back to three. My experience with Streamlabs is that number bounces around a little bit. So again, anybody and everybody who has, I should say everybody who has subscribed, thank you. I'm expecting the second half of the 1,000 subscribers to go a little quicker. And I need to up my view time. So I'm going to start trying to do some larger videos with content that everybody likes, and see if that actually increases my viewership, or the view level. The other thing is what to do when I reach 1,000 subscribers. And what I was thinking, and again, this may change, but what I was thinking, yo, Nate, how are you, bud? So what I was thinking, maybe some t-shirts. The logo that is on my YouTube channel, that was created by Christian. I have a 7.4 gigabyte. You know what, Brian? I should probably put on readers so the question is a hard drive that may be period appropriate for that mystery server. You can remove whatever. It's old Xbox whatever the old Xbox did to it. Well, Brian, this is later in the video, but it had um, three of the Seagate 36 gig SCSI drives, and they were SCSI. Yeah, sorry, I'm not real funny. And I believe they were in RAID 5 configuration, just based on the way the other server is in their location. It was set up by the same person. And not that it matters to cover up the key, but it did have the CD was still inside of it. It did have Windows Server 2003, which end of life. It had end of life a while ago. So again, we had about 4 viewers, and I think that's probably all we'll get. We bounce around a lot. I'll be looking down, looking up at the screen, and trying to read questions. So I had done recycling. There's still a ton of it left. And you'll see that in the videos as we get closer. But Chris and I did drop off one van load full. And again, that was more the scrap metal, which doesn't bring in as much money. I got it on my desk right now, trying to get it unlocked. Yeah, you're going to have to do some kind of low-level format on that, Brian. Not really sure whose drive it is, but that's probably what you're going to have to do to it. And when we go over it, I'll go over the receipts. The light steel, 550 pounds of computer cases, and that brought like $60. It's not a lot. Got a lot more per pound on the motherboard and stuff like that, and we only took up a small percentage of what had to go up. However, it was the biggest load since it had all the computer cases, or I guess half the computer cases in it. So I'm going to push me off to the side, and we'll start talking. I'm going to apologize here. I have to keep the readers down so I can, if I'm not reading text. So this computer was horrible. Every crack had literally that much or more dust. I'm surprised that it actually, didn't run. And I'm guessing that's why it stopped running, was because of the lack of maintenance. We do have this client now has a maintenance agreement, and every 6 months the equipment will be blown out so that this does not happen. So let's see how this works. So I'm going to keep me on top, and I'm just going to start clicking. As you can see, a ton of dust in between the floppy drive and the CD writer. Oops, I'm unmuting the wrong way. Opened it up. There were some spots inside that the dust was so thick that you could barely, you could tell it was a wire bundle, but you couldn't tell any colors. And that was in between the 2 bottom hard drives, and the power supply was just caked in the front and back. And again, I did try a second power supply, and that did not bring any gratification to the task at hand. Oops. Pick 3. That's after I removed both sides. I had actually already vacuumed some of the dust out, but as you can see, where the drives mount on the side, the screws are covered, and they're on the side. They're not even in. So we should be able to. There, to the far right of that picture is the actual SCSI cable SCSI controller is on the motherboard. The model of the motherboard is um, a little further along in the pictures, but as you can see, it's a dual CPU. Um, and I did not research. I did research that the drives were uh, 32 gig, 72 or 10K. I thought it said on here. I looked them up, but the model number is an ST336607LW. If anybody wants to look that up. Yeah, one of my uh, friends that I consider him a friend. I speak to him, Kerry Holzman. He's one of the first YouTubers that I actually started following. I started on YouTube late. I didn't really care about what was on the computer. Uh, the magical thinking box, whatever you want to call it. And I thought it was funny watching him blow out the computer with a leaf blower. So, um, Brian, I did a combination of canned air because I had some extra cans somewhere, and my Milwaukee vacuum that I take to service calls with me. Um, but the desk or the bench is a mess. I got this small section here, and the rest is just work that I've been working on. So this was the picture inside. It's that fan hanger on the side. Nothing was mounted in it, and even the heat sink, both heat sinks were actually clogged, and I think, yeah, I can't bring that up. Okay. There was more to that picture, but I'm still not quite sure. Hold on. All right, I'm just going to leave it the way I have it set up. But you can see the top fan or the top heatsink. The air is pulled through, and you can see that it's actually clogged. And it was almost a 1/4 inch thick when I peeled it off. I rolled the one up, and it looked like a Little Debbie's snack cake. Not too. I'm sure it wouldn't be too tasty. All right, what's the last one that I just muted? Or I don't know. It's got an eyeball with a line through it. I wouldn't call it muting it. I would call it. So when I took this server and a bunch of stuff out of the location it had been sitting in for a long time, there was a box with a replacement motherboard. So I don't know if somebody built this for them or they bought it built, but it had a super, whatever that motherboard, X5DP8-G2 Rev 1.2 in it, and that was the board. And the box says the same thing, so that made sense. But the box was filled with paperwork, CDs, and extra parts. So I originally thought that it was a replacement board for the newer server that I still have to break down. All right, we're up to 5 viewers. Welcome, whoever's here. Again, greatly appreciate everybody stopping by. There's the front side. It didn't have a lot of RAM. It had 4 256s. They were, I guess back when this machine was built, it was super fast, but it's by far nowhere fast compared to even a PC. PC could do better server management than that can. If anybody else is on out of the 5 viewers, you want to say hello, if you haven't, just so I know you're on. It'd be greatly appreciated. If not, no worries. You can sit in the background and just watch. So this was the best I can get on the processor. I didn't look it up. this video, getting all the pictures in to do the slideshow and renaming them was my bigger concern. But it had 2 of those processors. And as I click off, that's the actual pin side of the processor. If they're a little, they're not that bad. There is one of the hard drive that doesn't look real pretty, and it was too late to create another picture. So that's the CPU. There we go. There's the RAM, and PC 2100, 256, and it was ECC RAM. So it the day it was built, I'm sure it was fast and expensive. So there's the hard drive. I read the model number off to you. Again, ST336607LW. And that was a 36 gig, 1000K SCSI drive. Scroll down a little bit more. That was the case after I had removed everything but the wiring that went to the front panel. And again, I didn't have a lot of time to crop the pictures properly, so I apologize for that. Okay, this was, so we went to recycle on Monday, and there are 2 boxes there, and those were DVD drives, and there was 72 pounds of CD drive, optical drives, and floppy drives. And that whole box, I was a little disappointed. I'm going to, I'll explain that in a minute. So I got $2.80 for that. They were like 0.04 per pound. Use a company in Pennsauken, New Jersey, and great company. They're just super busy. So my experience with recycling there isn't a lot of it. So when I went there this time, I don't think everything was broken down the best it could have been broken down. I probably could have gotten a little bit more. There are multiple companies in Pennsauken, so there's another one I may try for the second load, but we'll break that stuff down as we go along. Still at 4 viewers. I'd love to see that pop up to like 12. All right, there were in this box, there were 34 back-to-back motherboards. I tried to stack them where I could put as many in that huge box as I could. Gross weight for the motherboards were 34 pounds. And they are 90 cents a pound. And we got $28.80 for those. Power supplies with wire, because I was not taking power supplies apart, were back-breaking 88 pounds. And they were 12 cents a pound. They're not, again, not a lot of money on those. The money comes from the CPUs. I got a pile of them over there, a box full of them downstairs. The CPUs, the PCI cards, and all the other stuff. So the power supplies, like I said, were 88 pounds, and that came to $10.32. So that was $41.92. The car, as you can see, had well, the rest of the scrap metal, which they put the printers and a couple other things into that same pile. Hey, look, there's my YouTube play button on the back window. There was 540 540 pounds for all those cases and the stray metal that we found in the backyard. Whatever was set to go, and again, loaded up the truck. So between the 540, the 88, and that's 11 cents a pound. So that was 59.40. So it was like $102. Not what I was expecting, but we still have another 2 loads at least about that height. So I'm expecting when we take up the hard drives, there's probably 400 and some hard drives. I'm not quite sure what they go for. We still have a pile of laptops, still have a bunch of computers, cases, so I'm expecting a couple $100 more. But I think our next visit, like I said, I'm going to try and use the other recycle plant, and I'm sure it's not real far from the other one. And that was us. That's the scale that we later went over, but we take all the stuff out that's not thrown in the scrap pile. Chris clicked those pictures, and boy was it cold. I was wearing shorts, which if you know me, you know that I do all the time. I wear shorts, and it was like freezing out, and the wind was blowing, and we were throwing stuff outside the car. The ground was muddy. Yes, Brian, they do. I've watched the videos on that. A little bit too much time consuming for me. But yes, that's why those come with a higher dollar value. So Chris, in his infinite wisdom, wore his Uggs. And he was complaining the whole time that they were getting wet. But they fared okay. They didn't get destroyed. So the next time he goes, he knows to wear his boots. So then the last picture. Oh, that is it. Oh, okay, yes. So it'll bring me back. I need sound effects. Whoop. And when it goes in and out or it flips. Again, still learning. But that was the only way I could actually share and narrate what actually happened. So I can say, again, this place we went to is Armor Metals in Pennsauken. I think I could have gotten a little bit more if they weren't extremely busy and it looked like they were understaffed. In the past I went there. There were a lot of trucks going over scale, waiting to unload, and that's rare, I guess, that I've seen. I don't know, maybe there's been more. But there's a place in Pennsauken also called Sargent Scrap. So let me try them out. I do hope that they're more willing to... hello, Catherine. I do hope that they're willing to enlighten me on how they want everything broken down. Several times to Armor Metals, they told me just to leave the laptops all together, but the PCs, they want everything separated, so I've taken batteries out. So we'll see what happens at Sargent Scrap. Hey, Catherine, it was great to watch you finally on one of your videos, and I hope that pet wheelchair, I guess, or walking assistant device for your cat helps out a lot. But again, a great video. You looked a little preoccupied with the hardware with that. But again, it was really nice to actually watch you. And I actually had to leave, but I was able to continue watching it from my phone. So I'm guessing you just got here, Catherine. I reached 500, 500 subscribers yesterday, and I was at 513 today before I went live. Live. Yeah, I can talk. Christian also reached 500 yesterday. We reached on the same time. And this morning, when Kim woke up, we were both at 505. So it was actually exciting to do that. Um, so sorry, distracted. I need to put this away. My phone's sort of blown up here, so I'm actually trying to put it on vibrate. Actually, to put it back on YouTube where it was, so that if I have to block somebody. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I just put the wheelchair together from Maya. Is that the black cat that was on the table? Or is that a different cat? Because while I was driving, I wasn't paying attention. I could understand the Hardwell. I just make sure I set it up correctly. No, you don't want it to collapse and pinch the animal, or in your case, your cat. I completely get that, especially if you had one for a dog, as they're running down the driveway and the bolt falls off, and they get hurt even more. You don't want them to be afraid of the device. So I get it. So I started off with this. This is the question and answer part, but it's probably more answer because I only have 5 viewers. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask. But what I'm trying to do is think of what I want to do for 1,000 subscribers. I asked what I should do for 500, and one of my friends said something about a signed blank check. Another one said a bag of money. Somebody said something about, I don't know, Jackie was actually talking about me washing my car. I don't think it was about me washing somebody else's car. But I expect, at the rate that I hit about 15 people a day for subscribers, I don't know how long that'll last. And me asking friends and giving out the cards, and the fact that I've seen, I give these out, and the fact that I've seen several people trying to take pictures of the back window of my car, and one of them almost hit me. Thanks for the subscription, but be careful. Oh, okay. So I didn't see the other cat. Maya's the tiger. Okay, yeah. So there was a lot going on, but I wanted to try to stay to get you the view time on that video. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say. So trying to think what I should do for 1,000 subscribers. And what I've come up with is I may actually print or get 10 shirts, maybe with the current logo, or maybe something else. I'm not sure. But we have a little bit of time before that actually happens. And thank you, Catherine. And just give out 10 shirts when I reach 1,000 subscribers. And maybe just pick based on the on comments. I'm not quite sure. I'm new to that whole department on YouTube. I'm new to everything. You're very welcome. Um, so not quite sure if that's 100% in stone what I want to do. Um, People have said, give out a free service call. Um, Somebody said give out a GPU. That stuff's expensive. I'd rather give out a shirt. It advertises more for me. I give somebody a GPU that's going to be in their case. They're not going to tell anybody about it. Well, those are 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers. Merch would be neat to have. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe some hats. There are about 200 and some subscribers. Actually, in the corner, I have on HVACR uh, videos, and they're just sort of playing some of the older ones. Um, I watch old radio channels. I actually want to do a YouTube thing thanking. There's probably about 50 people that I watch. South Main Auto, Eric O. Um, Started with, um, like I said, I think one of the first big YouTubers I started watching, or the more, you know, further along than I am, Carrie Holzman. The leaf blower was great. Um, but I during COVID, I actually got certified in refrigeration, so I could buy the chemicals. Since Chris had went to school for to be an HVAC tech, I figured if I had it, I could help him, and my electrical engineering background would assist with that also. So there's a bunch of those, and they give out hats. Um, I like watching Mikey Pipes. Mikey Pipes gives out stickers. So maybe I come up with a decent sticker. That would be nice. And I can give out more of them. You know, come up with a sticker with the logo, and I helped. I helped Scott Placek reach 1,000 subscribers, and like a 1,000 subscriber sticker. I don't know. Gotta think about that, and then come up with a graphic. Anybody out there, out of the 6 viewers, is good with art, wants to come up with a better graphic than what I got. Nothing wrong with that. Um, and then the next thing I want to do, I've been talking in several of the videos about the red room. When we rented this house 18 years ago, we looked. It's a split level, so we went all the way upstairs, 3 bedrooms. We liked it. The second the living, then the next floor down was the living room, dining room, and kitchen, and then you went out back, and there was a deck and a huge backyard. Um, if you've been here, you know it's big. So then we came downstairs, and there's a family room. And at the time, we were living over in Croydon, Pennsylvania, and I wanted to come back to New Jersey, where all my clients were, so I didn't have to commute over a bridge every time I needed to do a service call. So we liked it, and the the guy that turned out to be our landlord actually said, "There's more. You don't want to say it?" I'm like, "What do you mean there's more?" We went downstairs, and there's a basement, and the one half of the basement's finished, and you walk in, and it's like fire truck red, and we call it the. It was the man cave for a while, and now it's just the red room. So we want to. The whole basement is actually set up for my office, and the reason I'm in the family room is because that red room is filled. It's like it looks like a hoarder, but there's a lot of. I'm not. I mean, as you see, I recycled a bunch of stuff. A hoarder wouldn't be able to get rid of some of this stuff. I just don't want to throw out some stuff that's important, nor do I want to throw out hard drives that haven't been wiped, and it's a process. So I want to. My next thing to do on Streamlabs is to actually put an app. There's an app on the phone that allows me to turn this into my phone into one of the cameras that I can set up in the Streamlabs scene. So I could be talking here and then bring up another camera that's what working over Wi-Fi, and then give you a tour of the Red Room. This PC that I'm working on here with one 24-inch monitor actually lives in the basement with 6 27-inch monitors. Right behind us. Actually, hold on. I need to do it this way. There's a box right there, and that's the top of it. That's the replacement stand, which will allow me to do 6 32-inch monitors. The stand that I have now, I bought on, and when we get closer to doing that, I bought on Amazon over a year ago. And my problem with it is the 6 monitors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They're and because the way the arms articulate and impose in and out, you have to put one monitor in front of the other. So I'm hoping the new stand that has 2 mounting points and it's a heavy duty clamp on will actually allow me to bend the 2 outside monitors in and down, because looking at big monitors like that, isn't the colors change and the pitch change, everything's off a little bit. So that's a big project, and I actually want to set one half of the Red Room up where the green screen is behind me permanently, and maybe come up with a data center video that repolls it. Just you see a bunch of flashing lights. I don't know. I want to come up with something that is cool. My own little thing. Let's see. Let me read a couple more of the text here. I would get aggressive in the Red Room. Oh, guess who's home? Madison and Joey. And Maddie, come in and say hi to Catherine. Catherine's on. I'm doing a short video. I don't know where she is. There she comes. Well, there's Joey. He's getting the dogs excited. Maddie, go come say hi. She looks excited. So the dog's tail is a weapon, as you can hear it. All right. So I want to get the studio set up and not be here so that I don't have to take it down. Well, right now I do take it down. I move it from here to the church every other weekend, and I want to use a different computer for that. So being in the Red Room would be nice. Set up a different PC for the church and actually leave it at the church or with them instead of taking my there all the time. We got a box. We take 2 monitors, take the PC, we take keyboards, we take the capture cards, we take this camera that I'm using here extra, and we actually, yep, I'll tell her she's already left the room. Madison, Catherine said hello. So since I have 2 of these, actually, I think I brought this up back in the day. And excuse my reach. So I bought this 20 years ago. And I put the batteries in around the time that I met my wife, Kim. And I took those batteries out, or that battery, it's a single battery, and threw them away before they actually corroded and ruined the microphone. Actually, Catherine, I was probably going to take one of the nicer machines that got traded in for recycle that I would normally just recycle and set it up, because I did do a live stream from one of those refurbished machines that I set up, and both cameras worked great with the Wi-Fi connection I had. So then the other day, my dad that gave me the Atari 2600 to do the video says, "Oh, I have some tripods, mic stands," and I'm thinking, he goes, way out of his way like I did when I buy equipment. I don't know how to just buy a small mic stand like this. So I'm thinking I got to bring all this extra stuff home, and Kim hates it when I bring stuff home. So I was in fear for my life when I stopped at my parents' house and picked up this. And when I saw how big it was, and that it actually accepted the this mount, I was excited because this, I have several microphones, but this, it's not real big, but it allows me to use it for different spots and whatever I do. I have the wireless lapel mics. The tripods are a little older. Sorry, I was just reading the chats. The tripods were a little older, but they'll work. And they can be used to hold cameras. And I do have, I showed you guys this before. Bye, Joey.
Bye, Dad.
Drive safe.
I will. See you guys later.
All right. This isn't quite going as planned. This is actually the same setup that I'm actually, it's a mirror of what I'm actually recording from. So I could actually put this on a bigger tripod, put it up on stage. If I ever wanted to record a wedding or something like that, these work really good. Lots of stuff, exciting. So the goal is to get the computers downstairs. The biggest goal for this week and next week, like I said at the beginning of the video, is to get taxes out of the way. Anybody who knows me, I was laid off from my full-time job of 22 years for the second time in March. So this month makes a year. Having difficulties with unemployment and other stuff like that. So yeah, I like them. That's why I got a second one. Sorry, I have dogs, and apparently there we go. Dog fur in the box that I was pulling out. There we go. See, my train derailed again. So yes, I have the same stand. I love both of them. So getting the taxes out of the way will allow me to get myself back in a better spot where I need to be. And then, like I said, I can start recording content every other day. Now that I actually have my subscribers are going up, I need to start making content that's worthy of everybody that went out of their way. It's no good if you have subscribers and they don't watch the stuff that you put out. So that's pretty much that. So 4 viewers, and Brian and Catherine are the only 2 that talk. Catherine, you had more viewers than I do, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. When I look at this, when it's done, people jump on and jump off. Chris's friend jumped on. I believe he jumped off. Chris is at the firehouse, so he may be on a call. Or just not have his phone next to him and notice that I actually went live. So that's pretty much that. There's Bailey in the background. I gotta remember everything's backwards. They like being the center of attention also. Yeah, Catherine, you do. You'll get there, and actually, anybody that's watching my videos, Catherine, Anna, I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, Hauserman. Did I say that right? She will build you. You give her a number, money, a value of what you want to, and she'll throw together a case, a system, case, motherboard, everything. And I've used Catherine several times, and I've had lots of luck with what she does. So, Catherine, I don't mind. Actually, I have to thank you. Three of the people that were on your channel, I wasn't thinking about it when I said it, and I just said it's finally nice to watch one of your streams when you watch mine. And when your stream was done, I actually noticed that a couple of the guys that were on yours subscribed. So thank you. So I hope the community actually returns the favor. If you're into computers, not enough that, or maybe just like me, I'm too busy. I don't have time to spec out prices for a computer. She loves doing PC parts list. I'd record some stuff, but I don't have much time or space for any camera. Like, Brian, do you really think I can't move the camera? Every time I move the camera, it goes off. But let me just say this: my house looks like something vomited up an Amazon store. There's Amazon boxes everywhere. They're piled up on top of the dog crates. They're on the floor. Buckets. Hear it? There we go. There is equipment that's been sold that I like to set up folders for clients. So I have to take all the serial numbers and put them in a box. I don't even remember what this brand new in the box TP-Link switch is for. I have to look up why I ordered it, who the PO is. Again, there are Windows Server software licenses around. There's stuff everywhere, Brian, and I really need to get myself right side up with getting that stuff organized, put it in Excel, so I barcode it. I have a barcode reader. It's just a lot of stuff. Catherine, you have given me great support. Mac 84 has a crowded basement too. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but everybody that I watch, Mr. Carlson's Lab, his stuff is immaculate and clean, but his warehouse, he's got a small warehouse, and his stuff is stacked up real nice. He did something in his garage with his generator. I don't mind the mess. I need to get stuff organized, and that's one of the big things that I want to do. So Brent, this is actually one of here's the box. I have 3 of these because I forget where I put them. This is a flat docking station, USB 3.0. And it's nice because a lot of the times I used to just hook up a SATA adapter to a USB port, or to some of the other SATA cradles. What I like about this is this actually has a fan inside. So when you plug in a laptop SATA drive, here. This is from a failed phone system. I'm trying to fix a voicemail system, and it's old technology. It's not even SATA. But you would slide it in like so, shut the case, power it on, and you don't have to worry about when you're reading a lot of data for hours, the drive getting super hot. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I love this more than my other cradles. I don't ever use any of the docks to clone drives. I use Acronis for that. So there's that. fortune in Ziploc bags. There's bags everywhere. Slips, PC parts that are left over for clients. So I like being organized, and I'm not there. I haven't been there in years. So I want to get back to that. Getting organized takes time, yes, and a lot of C4. No, I don't have C4, or do I use C4 to clean it? Give me 1 second. I have a client tomorrow morning, and they just texted me, and I just want to confirm that yes, we are good. Done. Okay. So that's it. What else? What else do I have coming up that I can do some videos on? Trying to think. A lot of that stuff will go away. There's a whole bunch. I still have about 20 or 30 more computers stuck here, stuck there. A 55-inch TV that's got to be ripped down a little bit. Again, a lot more stuff that still has to get set up for recycle. So there's equipment. I'm at a point where if it's a 5-port switch, even though it's gig, if it's not labeled, it's bad. Because I have 70 of those that I have a lot of them in my production groups where environments where an office might have a small 5-port PoE switch because there's 2 PCs and 2 phones that are voice over IP and they're converged, and I use them, but I take them out, and I have a bad habit when I'm on a service call not labeling them. So it's just easier not to hook it up for a couple of days to test it. It may not act up for a long time, and then it's easier to recycle it and buy new if the client needs a new one. I have something very similar. Has no fan, but it is also flat. It's better for the drive too. Yeah, like I said, my biggest thing with that though is the fan. I've worked on some. Actually, the reason I bought those was somebody had brought me their PC, and they had a 2 terabyte mechanical drive, and it was 95% full. And I had powered it up, and I started copying tons of movies. Tons. They ripped every. Actually, it was from a Windows Home Server box. So they had ripped all their movies, not all of them, but several hundred DVDs to these drives, and one of them had failed a long time ago, and this was the second set of the mirror, and you could hear the bearing making a lot of noise. And I said to him, if you want the stuff, let me take it and let me back it up. Now, what's the most important? And the pictures were the most important. Maybe 300 gig of pictures, tons. When we were kids and we went to a wedding, you took your little 35 millimeter camera and you maybe had 3-4 rolls of 36 exposures. Now we go to stuff and we take 400 pictures just at one wedding. So this person obviously loved taking videos, had movies, and I started to run the drive to run the data off to a NAS drive on my server, and it was running for about a half an hour, and I could actually feel the heat coming from that failed bearing. And at that point in time, I actually pulled out a small clamp-on desk fan, a little 4-inch, because the drive was way too hot, and I was afraid I wasn't going to copy everything off of it. And I did, and had I had that cradle, it probably would have been just as helpful. But that was a 3.5-inch drive, and it worked great, Catherine. So, usually, what is it? Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. Like if I do a job and I don't figure out a way to do it better the next time, then it's going to turn around and burn me. And not that it, the bearing couldn't have still failed while I was copying that 2 terabyte of data, but that stuff happens sometimes. I think I've bored everybody away. It's probably just Brian and Catherine right now. Or Catherine, it's probably just you and I. So we're at 57 minutes. I've been rambling for a long time. So I'm probably going to end this stream here. And I appreciate Catherine, you coming in. Brian, as always. And anybody else that visits afterwards or visited it while I was recording, or not recording, while I was streaming. Your views are appreciated, and I hope to have more content, more hands-on. I want to actually teach some people something here, and not just tell everybody what I like to do or what's left over after I put. My biggest thing was recycling is a big part of my job. You buy a new bed, they deliver it, they take away your old one. Why not do that for computers? So I like to do the same. Hey, Jersey Tomato, hello. I was just getting ready to jump off, so you made it just in time. Tonight's video was more question and answer, and I did a recycle run. So I was just sort of trying to do some kind of content instead of a short, so that my channel doesn't get put in the algorithm as a person that does shorts all the time. So with it being 1 hour, I'm going to jump off. Thank everybody for stopping by, and I'm planning on doing something on Friday. Not quite sure what, but it actually may be Windows 11. I want to do an install Windows 11 and show some of the modifications and how to get past installing Windows 11 Home with a local account. So I want to see that actually works, and we'll go from there. So, Catherine, Jersey Tomato, Brian, and anybody else that's still on, thank you for joining me tonight, and everyone